Hey viewers, Tomo here for DIY Ben's Garage. I'm going to go off topic today. Over the winter couldn't do any auto repairs. Got a few coming up that I'll video. But I've been doing home repairs, renovations on my house, and one thing that has plagued me is nail pops. I mean, they're all over my house. Terrible. And yeah, you'll see them in different forms. Here's one that's just a pucker. Sometimes it's just a very slight pucker on the wall. There's another one there. I mean, they're everywhere on this damn house. Now here's a few other examples of nail pops in my house. Sometimes you'll see them, they're like this. I've even had them where they were sticking out of the wall an eighth or a quarter of an inch. I got another one there. If you'll notice, you may not see the pops in the video, but you see all the circles. Well, those are nail pops that I circled, and that's not the word on, that's N for nail. That's what I do, is I'll go through the room, the wall, whatever I'm working on, and I will pick out all the flaws and I'll circle them with a pencil and then start knocking them out one after the other. And in the beginning I would just bang them down and then patch over them and paint, and within a year or so, 2 years, they're popping back out again. Now, why do these nails pop out of your walls? A few reasons. One could be that new construction, over time, the lumber in your house dries. As it does, it shrinks and it'll push the nails out. Could be from expansion and contraction. Could be from the house flexing a little bit, movement, etc. All of the above. But the primary reason is that when they put in drywall, these contractors like to use smooth shank nails. They're cheap and they're easy to nail in. That's all it comes down to. Next would be drywall screws, which I do use drywall screws, but I do find that I get little circles on the walls after a few years where the drywall screws are in, so I'm not always thrilled with them. But what we will be using today are ring shank nails, 1 3/8 inch, and get this out of here. Well, that's a used one actually. The one I put through drywall missed the stud. But it allows you to see there's little rings down the shank. And what that allows you to do, what allows it to do is when you nail it into the wood, those rings grab the fibers of the stud, and it's pretty much a forever nail. When I put them in there, if it bends over, if I can't get it back out, I just have to bang it down into the drywall patch over it. Because they really grab good and they don't want to come out. And this is the key to solving your problem. Now let me show you me patching one of these nail pops. Now if you look online and see how the proper way to repair a nail pop, they will tell you, you're going to have to pry that nail out, and then you put a drywall screw on each side of the hole, and then you fill it over with your joint compound and sand it smooth as usual. Problem is, that's fine when you have like 2 or 3 little nail pops in a room to do. But my house, I could have 3, 4, 5 on a stud. I mean, it's epidemic proportions in this house, and it gets overwhelming like that. So I came up with a method. I'm not sure if anybody else does it this way. You may have seen it before, but this is how I do it. It's quick, it's easy. The nail pops do not return. It's done once and finished, and you won't have to worry about them coming back, and the wall will be nice and smooth. And let me show you that now. Okay, the tools you're going to need. You're going to need your hammer. You're going to need a nail punch, and you're going to want to use a fatter one. If you've got a thin, pointy one, you have the higher risk of bending your ring shank nail over. And of course, you're going to need your ring shank nail to hold the old one in. First step, you're going to tap down the old nail until it goes from sounding hollow to solid. And when you scrape off your old joint compound around the nail pop, if you find that it's all you can tell that it's all crumbled and destroyed inside, in that case I will pull the nail out. I will do a crisscross pattern across the paper, open it up, take my shop vac, vacuum out all the crumbled pieces inside, put a drywall screw above, maybe even a second one below, put joint compound inside the hole, push the paper down. Actually, I spray it lightly, give it a light spritz with some water, put joint compound inside the hole, push the paper down into it, patch over it, let it dry for 2 days, and then continue on with normal patching. And now, what I will do, I will take my drywall nail, I put it right up against the lip of the old nail, tap down, and tap it into place. If you notice, I did not sit there and slam it down. If you do that, you have a better chance of bending this ring shank nail over, especially when working on the ceiling. Ceiling can be a real bear. Vaulted ceilings on an angle are even worse. In those cases, I choose my poison. If it's in a tight spot, difficult area, I will pull it out and just run drywall screws in then. But take it slow, multiple taps, and you won't bend it over. And then once it's all flush with the top of the drywall, don't try banging it in any farther with the hammer. Take your nail punch, bang it down until you're locked down against that nail head, patch over, and you're done. I will tap it just a little bit more just so I know for sure that that nail is recessed under the surface of the drywall, so that when I do my patches and sand it, it will be invisible and it will never return and ruin my paint job.